In this video, you will learn why some men change as soon as you fall in love with them. You're also going to find out exactly what to do to turn things around and have him chasing you like he did before. So if you're in a relationship with a man who changed as soon as you caught feelings for him, then this is the video for you. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello and I'm a psychologist and a relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. So if you're interested in making your love life the best part of your life, start now by clicking the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you aren't missing anything. Okay, why a man changes just as soon as you fall in love with him. So let me set the scene for you because very often these situations start off in a very specific way. And the way it starts off has a lot to do with the outcome here too. So here's the scene. You meet this man in person, not online or through an app. It's a man that you may have been introduced to through a friend or maybe someone you meet through work. But generally, it's a man who expresses a strong interest in you. He's hitting on you, asking you out, and at first you feel unsure if you want to go out with him. You're not sure if he's your type or you're not interested, and perhaps you even turn him down for a date. But this guy doesn't take no for an answer. He calls you, he texts you, he's persistent and is really showing you that he wants to date you. And he doesn't give up. So after some time, you eventually agree and you go out with him. And you have a really good time on the date. Things go really well. He's really attentive and affectionate, and you have a great time when you're together. And he wants to go out again. He texts you, he calls you, he's super thoughtful. He wants to see you a lot and he's showing you that you are a priority. And slowly but surely, you are letting your guard down and really opening up to the possibility that this could be a great relationship. He makes you feel like the most important woman in the world. Planning fun dates, he's thoughtful, he's sharing his feelings, he's always telling you how much he likes you, how special you are to him. And although you feel like it's happening so fast, you're starting to feel very connected to him. And of course, you begin to lower your walls and you're falling for him. And you begin to also open and trust him with your feelings. And so now you are beginning to initiate communications with him. You begin to text him more and to call him. And you're sharing your feelings with him. And then, boom, all of a sudden, one day he tells you that he doesn't want to be in a committed relationship. He tells you that he's not ready for anything exclusive. He tells you that he can't promise you anything. It's like suddenly and out of nowhere, something changes and he's not as interested as he was before. And you don't know why or how to fix things. If you've had this experience of a man losing interest and changing just as you began to have feelings, you know how terrible it is. It's like this guy worked so hard to get your attention, to get you to like him. It was like he was the perfect boyfriend. And then when he knows that he has you, he no longer wants you. He stops texting and calling as much. He's not as affectionate as he was before. He doesn't want to make plans this weekend. Whatever it is, you can sense it and it feels horrible in the pit of your stomach. Why is he losing interest and what can you do to get him back to the way he was? Well, here are the likely reasons. Number one, it probably has nothing to do with you. In fact, the only part of this situation that you're responsible for is agreeing to go out with him in the first place. Nevertheless, you are still going to start questioning everything, replaying your interactions over and over, trying to figure out what happened. Was it something I said? Did he learn something about me that he doesn't like? Why did he suddenly change as soon as I fell for him? And if you can't figure it out, that's because it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with him. There are things about him that make him do this, probably over and over again. And I'm going to explain those things in a second, but you have to trust me on this one. If you can't figure out what it is, it's because it has nothing to do with you. Number two, he's addicted to the honeymoon phase. The honeymoon stage of a relationship is that magical time when everything is new and exciting. Some people consider this the best part of a relationship. This period features high levels of passionate love, intense feelings of attraction and ecstasy, as well as idealization of your partner. And these strong emotions appear physically as well. People experience butterflies in their stomach, heart palpitations, nervous excitement. And researchers have studied the brains of people falling in love using MRI scans and have found that falling in love activates pleasure centers of the brain, and these pleasure areas light up dramatically when you're falling in love. This brain activation is the same feeling cocaine gives you. Yes, love and cocaine affect your brain in similar ways. And just like cocaine, romantic love can become an addiction. And despite the fact that it feels so good, no relationship can feel new and exciting forever. In fact, the honeymoon period tends to only last between 6 months and a year. Then that initial magic starts to fade. The rush you got when your partner entered the room disappears and everything just seems less exciting. But most people expect this as the natural progression of a relationship. Things settle down a bit and the focus of the relationship is on growing together, becoming closer, becoming companions, focusing on the future. They focus on the commitment. But those who are addicted to the honeymoon phase, well, to them, the end of the honeymoon phase signals the end of the relationship. Because commitment to them is boring. Commitment means that they can no longer have their drug of choice. Instead, they are so addicted to the honeymoon phase that they try to experience it over and over again with someone new. They become completely obsessed with the excitement of a new kiss or a new love interest, a new challenge. They need someone better. They need something new. And if you aren't giving them the thrill that they want, they can walk in and out of your life without a second thought. Number 3, he's addicted to the chase. Remember earlier when I described how the relationship began? The guy being very interested in a woman, but she was not super interested in him. The guy who kept on pursuing and pursuing. The guy who refuses to give up despite her initial rejections of him. Yeah, that guy. The guy who doesn't want to take no for an answer. Those guys are addicted to the chase. You see, most men will flirt with a woman. He measures her interest in him, and if he feels like she's giving him hints, if she's flirting back, well, then he continues and eventually he asks her out. If she agrees, then they go on a date. Now, let's say the woman is not interested, but the guy misinterprets her friendly behavior for flirting. Let's say he asks her out and she rejects him. Do you think he's going to ask her again? Do you think that most men are going to continue to ask her out? Are they going to keep asking her and flirting with her and hitting on her until she says yes? Or are they going to give up? I can tell you, most men will accept no for an answer and they'll just move on. But not the guys who are addicted to the chase. They can't accept no for an answer. It's a challenge and they feel that they must win. And once they do, they're off to their next victim. Okay, so let's say that you're dealing with one of these guys who have these addictions. How can you turn them around? How can you be the woman that changes all of that for them? Well, it doesn't always work, but if you're going to be the woman who keeps him, this is the way that you've got to do it. Number 1, you've got to allow him to pursue you. That means that you have to stop pursuing him. That means that you have to stop texting him. That means that you cannot be initiating communications with him. Instead, you must let him do it. Look, I know that this is difficult to do because when you like him, you miss him and you want to talk to him. It's hard not to reach out because you want to be connected and communicating. But if you want a man to really want you, you must pull away and allow him to miss you. Allow him to pursue you. He's a man and he needs to do that. So do not initiate calls or text to him. And I didn't say ignore him or stop communicating. I'm saying stop being the one that's always looking for him and starting communications. Oh, and make him wait before you return his calls and texts. I understand the urge to respond back immediately, especially if you've been waiting to hear from him for a while, but taking some time before responding to his contact sends the message that you are busy and not just sitting by your phone waiting for him to reach out. Have patience and take your time before responding. Doing so will certainly increase his yearning for you. Number 2, prioritize you and be a high-value woman. How do you do that? The answer is pretty simple. Be yourself and make yourself a priority and demonstrate that you are a high-value woman. Cultivate your own rich life, one that he would be fortunate to be a part of. Take care of yourself and do the things that you like to do. And make plans to do things for you each and every week. And grow and enrich your relationships with your friends and family. And continue to engage in the practice of self-love. And when you do, you become a woman who exudes inner confidence and high self-esteem. You become a woman that knows that she has choices when it comes to men. Instead of acting from a place of fear and control and scarcity and treating him as if he were your last chance at love, let him win your affection and love. Number 3, be willing to walk away. You must be willing to walk away from someone and something if it isn't working. Stop entertaining his half-hearted attempts to show you that he really cares. So if a man is not showing you the love and affection that you expect, don't complain about it. Don't nag or fight with him. That's not going to change anything. Instead, take away your attention and be willing to walk away. If he has any kind of real desire for you, he will pull out all the stops to get you back. But again, he must know that he has to change or he's going to lose you. That's not something that you need to tell him. It needs to be demonstrated in your behavior. He needs to feel that you aren't willing to settle, that you aren't going to tolerate behaviors or actions of his that you don't agree with. So he has to be afraid that he will lose you if he doesn't step up his game. And he will only experience this if he knows that you are willing and able to walk away from something that isn't right for you. Remember, this channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. Make sure that you're subscribed so you aren't missing any of our new videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.